Good afternoon, Juliana. It's Friday, and I'm not on time yet again, but close. Closer than I have been before. There's background music because one of my sweet mates is jamming out. No problem. It's pretty cool music. So, you know, it's kind of weird for me to think that you're just settling into college, that, like, this is your first week there, because I feel like I've been here for, like, 2 months already, despite the fact that it's only been, like, 3 weeks. But still, it's weird. And for this past week especially, a lot of my classes have been talking kind of analytically about life and the human experience as we know it. It's funny because one of my classes is called Music and the Human Experience, so I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. I'm just kind of filming and hoping. Oh well. We had to listen to a podcast that's by 3 guys that are obviously philosophy majors, but they were talking about Socrates and his view on life. He's got that one extremely famous quote at the end of his speech during his trial where he's being tried for harassing the kids of the youth and being impious? Tried for pretty much ruining everything. He talks about how the unexamined life is not worth living. And that's really what I'd like to talk about this week. So, as I was filming, my roommate totally came in and I managed to, like, put the camera down and, like, away in time so she wasn't like, what are you doing? And in the meantime, the music stopped. Yay! So, no more of that either. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. It's been like 4 hours. Whoops. Can't you see I'm filming here? So the first question that the unexamined life brings up is, what is an unexamined life? So how much of my life do I have to examine before I no longer become an unexamined person? So in the podcast we were listening to in my English class, one of the guys brought up a very important idea, is that they were talking about the AIG bailouts that happened a couple years ago, where the government was bailing out all these big banks and corporations. So it was looking at these big corporations getting bailed out. Is that living an examined life? Or is it more important to look at things like your human nature and examine your aspects of how you feel about these kinds of things? And one of the answers brought up by one of the guys is that you have to be willing to examine all parts of your life. You have to be willing to question everything. And one of the big things of this is being willing and being able to question even the authorities in your life. Whether it be the newspaper you always read and the TV shows you watch, or even someone as close as your own parents for your own information. But the thing that stuck with me the most out of all the readings that we had was the fact that one of the guys in the podcast finally took a little pause and he said, "You are the most human when you're looking at life. The unexamined life cannot be lived if you do not take the time to reflect back on your decisions and the ideas surrounding your life. If society lives on one value and you question that doesn't make you a bad person. That just means that you are examining the facets of your life that most others would just take and accept." So this is something that I've really been digging into this first year of college, because this is kind of what we're going through right now. We're starting to make these big decisions on what we think and how we believe things. Anything is just fine, as long as you are the one making your own decisions and deciding on what you want to do with your life. So Juliana, use this. Go forth. I want you to take the time in these next few years to examine your own life. I want you to become the person that you've always wanted to be, for good reasons, and not because somebody else told you so. So I apologize for being a little late with this video, but hey, it's happening. So Juliana, I'll see you next week. I got a care package from my parents, and it's legit. They got me tea, and a coaster, and like a couple little snack things, and the comics, and I'm like, oh, parents, you're so cool. Also, by the way, I really like your shirt in the last video. It's reppin'. My roommate left for the long weekend, and so is 90% of the school. I know there's like 6 of us left here, and we're like, well, we live too far away from home to go back. It's great. Go out-of-staters.